I'm Claire Pires, and I'm the host of GLAAD All Access, GLAAD's video series that features interviews with newsmakers, hitmakers, and people making a difference. This week, I sat down with Lee Daniels to talk about his new show, Empire. Take a look. So I'm Claire Pires. I'm here with Lee Daniels. How are you doing?
Pires, and she's here with Lee Daniels. I'm fine. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for talking to GLAAD.
Thank you for having me.
My first question.
I'm glad to be with GLAAD today.
Haven't heard that one before. So my first question is, how did the idea for the show come about, and what is it about?
The idea came about from my writing partner, Danny Strong, who wrote The Butler for me. And after we finished The Butler, he said, I got an idea. And it was about a family in the hip-hop world. And we both like musicals. And I said, okay, let me sleep on it. I slept on it, and I called him back, and I said, no. Let's make a TV series out of it. So it's really, I love Dynasty. I don't know whether you're too young to remember Dynasty. If you do, but I wanted to make a Dynasty in the hip hop world that's black. It hits at issues, well, all types of issues, but most important, an issue that's important to me, which is homophobia in the African American community and in the hip hop world. So, it was great. It was like diving into some red velvet cake.
Why was it important to have a main character like Jamal be both gay and African American, to have that as a main character?
Because I wanted to tell my story. His story is my story, as he is with many other African American men that are having issues, within our culture, that of acceptance, bullying, etc.
Taraji's character Cookie says to Jamal when he's younger, "You're gay, but I got you." And I had read that you said that was something that happened in your own life with your grandmother. I mean, are you incorporating stories from your own life into this?
Yeah.
Can you tell about that story?
A lot of this is my life. Yeah, my grandmother knew that I was gay, and she saw, my uncles and my cousins, male cousins, pick on me, and neighbors and stuff. And I'm talking really at like 4 or 5-ish. And she said to me, you a sissy, but it's okay. You're going to be okay. And so I sort of did my own version of that.
Can you talk about the scene where the sun comes down with heels on? Is that taken from your own life?
Yeah. Well, you knew that, so you
should tell me the story instead of me telling
she's sort of good. Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to talk about, but I'll talk about it because it is GLAAD, and I'm glad to be here. Yeah, this is look, this is not just TV for me. It's my life that's up there that you guys are watching. Scary, watching your life. I felt like I'm even more nervous because more people will see it than they saw Precious. Because I remember thinking, oh my God, after I finished Precious, it was like I felt naked. I didn't want the world to see it. It was so personal that I felt it was. I don't know how I felt. It was weird. I feel this way now about the walking down the stairs, that moment, because it happened to me. I walked down the stairs in my mother's red high heel shoes, and my dad saw it and put me in the trash can. I did that, and I was 5 or 4, I can't remember. And I did that, and I put it in my pilot. And I don't really remember directing the scene. My sister happened to be an extra because she's always in my family's always in my Girlie. Shout out to Girlie, homegirl Girlie, who Cookie's based on. But my sister happened to be an extra in the scene, and she instinctively knew because she was with me when that happened. She saw me sort of go into this blank sort of place, and then I wasn't able to. I was crying behind the monitor, and I couldn't direct it. And she instinctively told that kid what to do, because I sort of choked. It was the only time in my career I've not been able to direct. And now Fox knows.
Well, what do you hope for the LGBT community, and how do you think the media can help in any way?
I think that it will educate. You know, if I'm not touching or if I'm not educating, people say that, you know, sometimes my stuff is too provocative or too shocking. I don't think so. I think that I'm here. I think that the networks, the media, underestimate the intelligence of America. And I think that this is what I'm here to challenge people on their views about gays, about blacks, about racism in America. And if I can just touch one person, then I've done my job.
What are your goals for the show?
The goals for the show.
Yeah.
The goals for my show. The goals for my show is to break down walls, break down the walls of hatred towards my community, not just the African American community, but to the gay community, to enlighten everybody about what's happening right now in the streets, to bring joy to people through music and laughter.
Well, thank you for talking to GLAAD.
Thank you very much for having me.